All right. Let's see if everything's working well enough. There we go. All right. Chad seems to be working on this end. All right. I think we're doing good. All right. Let's just give it a few moments, see what happens. Hopefully this will be interesting. I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff. We've got plenty of things to talk about. Uh, Lots happened. I wish I was doing more, to be honest, but oh well, right? Shit happens. How are you? Hope everything's doing well. Alright. I think it's a good time to go ahead and start. Hello everyone, I'm Dren Hatamata. And welcome to another episode of S&G, where we talk about stuff for shits and giggles and just go off on tangents. So, it's a lot harder to go off on a tangent when it's a single person, so I just got a whole bunch of stuff, random ass stuff to talk about. Alright. So, if you haven't been here before, it is a tangent show. Like, generally, what I want this show to become is something that, like, I have people on, we just start talking about random crap, or generally whatever the guest would want. So, hopefully, one day in the future, I'll be able to do that more often. I've had it done a few times when it was on YouTube, which this is where that'll end up eventually. But yeah, that's generally the format I wanted to go with. So anyway, continuing on. Things have changed. Lots of things have changed. Our roommate ended up moving out, for better or for worse, under not so favorable circumstances. Not that I want to get too much into that. Hmm. Alright, the links are working. But we've gotten pretty far past that, and things have been looking really up. We've been bogged down for the past 2 fucking years with going to various medical appointments, having some car issues and whatnot, and it's been absolutely insane. However, we are getting to a point where we have had such a much better headspace lately. And it's done us very well. We've been playing games, my husband and I, Caltuna. We've been playing games together. We've been playing Magic: The Gathering. We'll get into that later. We've been beating games and stuff. I'll tell you about the ones we beat recently, and starting new games. It's been a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot of new stuff, um, and things have been so much more chill. It's uncanny. Oh, excuse me. So I'm really happy about that. Um, so far right now, I'm basically sitting in my new office that I have now, and I'm on an odd work week, and we are going to find out if that changed if I went back to regular work week. But it looks like I'm going to be staying on odd work week. So, yeah, that's a little hectic. But this gives us leeway for other things. Not to mention, I've got the weekend off. My weekend is Monday, Tuesday. With Christmas and Christmas Eve are Tuesday, Wednesday, just as New Year's and New Year's Eve are. We're getting paid the Tuesday and Wednesday, and I went ahead and took each Thursday off. So I'm going to be streaming. I'm streaming now. I'm going to be streaming ideally the same time next week, and then I think I'm going to have another stream on the 2nd into next year. The next stream I'm hoping will be fine enough. I'm going to do I'm going to look at my analytics, which probably aren't going to favor me very well, because my god, I don't think I posted maybe but a couple videos, if that. I'm not sure I did even one video last year or this year. Yeah, I've been streaming, and now I'm getting into a little bit of a better headspace, and now I'm gonna see if I can't get to a point where I'm actually making content. Because what seems to be the case is Twitch is much better for streaming. That's where you get most of your viewership. YouTube streaming doesn't work out so well. However, VODs do so much better on YouTube. VODs don't seem to do much at all on Twitch. And if you can stream on both, that's generally preferable. And I may set up so that way that's the case for me, but I believe I need I need to get Ultra for that in order to stream on multiple platforms. It's not just built in that way. Which is, ooh, I'm looking at the price now. $27 a month or $189 a year. I'm not sure that's something I want. I wish I could just do something specific. But, oh well. Oh well. Yeah, well. Maybe one day, but today will not be that day. Unless I can do it for fairly cheap. If I could do it to where I could stream on multiple platforms easily, that'd be one thing. But until then, and maybe there'll be another way to do it. But for now, this is what I'm doing. I have been I've looked at my scripts, the ones that I wrote a few years ago, and realized they were garbage, and I finally typed them out. I'll get to that a little bit later, but I'm hoping maybe to bring those to video and actually record those things and make it. But yeah, I'm trying to see where I can get to learning some new skills in the next year. And just clearing things, getting my mind straight and stuff like that. My wife and I, we've been working really hard lately to take care of the things that we have. And we even got to the point where we got 2 new cats! We did! We got 2 new cats. And it's been absolutely amazing. These, we got Lincoln and Eliza. Let me just get to where I can find them. I was taking a couple pictures. We adopted them from from our local humane society, which is something I would definitely recommend if you can. There's one. There's another. Well, if I didn't post so goddamn sporadically, it wouldn't be so bad, would it? Anyway, let me go ahead and bring this up. Da-da-da-da. Here we go. Oh, nope. I'll just move that to the side. Okay. So, this little boy is Lincoln. Lincoln had been fostered before, and when adopted by himself, he ended up having times where people would have to bring him back because they said that he would just pace around and he just seemed really depressed. So we figured, well, okay, so he just needs to be social, and then we found out that he basically has, quote unquote, a girlfriend named Liza. So we decided we weren't going to separate them, and we'll bring them both home, and we'll end up with 6 cats. So we got Lincoln, and there's little Liza right there. Liza's incredibly shy. We still have not been able to get her collar on her. And she's making a lot of progress, but it's like she just does not trust people in general. We're hoping we can get it on here, but if you try and grab her, she gets terrified and runs off, and she is an agile little girl. And she's so adorable. And it's not a very good picture, but here's a picture of Momo. It's hard to get a good picture of her when she's being still. This is Calypso. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is Momo. This is Calypso. She's a daddy's girl. She's absolutely adorable. This is Xiao Miao Mi. Little kitty in Chinese. And she's a mama's girl. So she's around my wife a lot. Whiffband. There's Momosuke. Here's another picture of Liza having jumped into the drawer because she loves to explore. Don't let her fool you because she has a lot of fun just popping in and out of things and running around. Here we go. Here's a good picture of Momo sitting in the tree. Elko 1998 cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Remove the space. Nope, we're not doing that. Be gone. Smite. Behold. Yep, we're not doing that. We're not gonna sit there and bait people like that. Anyway, moving on. Here's a good picture of Lincoln. He has a nice big old belly. He loves getting rubbed. And so we've given him the nickname Pork Belly.
Oh. You do got tea.
Thank you. You didn't have to do that.
Soft mint with a hint of honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was just talking about all the cats.
Yeah. Hi, Liza.
We nicknamed Xiao Chicken Leg. Liza is our little black bean.
Yeah.
So now with Lincoln being Pork Belly, we have pork and beans.
Just like you want.
Just like I wanted. We have our string bean Gracie. She's old, but she's really spry.
Oh yeah.
She loves to hop around.
Oh, this year. Wait, we got her in 2019?
She was 12? I think so.
Yeah, we got her in 2019, and she was 12.
Mm-hmm.
At that point.
Yeah, she's an elder cat.
17, 18 years, yeah.
And this is our sweet potato Calypso. She's a daddy's girl, like I said. And they all live together and have a lot of fun.
Did you show them all of them?
Yes.
Do you remember what Mama was?
Mom was coffee cake.
Make it
Mom was a coffee cake.
Never said still. Right.
Alright. But yeah, we basically adopted a cat couple. Which was not something we thought would happen, but we didn't want to separate them, and I was very apprehensive of getting another cat. But I was convinced that there would be no real issue in adopting both of them. So here we are. We're up to 6 cats, and it's awesome. All right, and may have noticed. Looks like I'm on Twitter. I'm not. I'm on Bluesky. I've recently gotten on Bluesky. Oh, excuse me. And it's actually been surprisingly great. I've been looking at experiments and stuff like that that I might be able to do. Um, you're welcome to follow me if you think it's worth following me on. Um, it's interesting. It's very interesting. So it's basically Twitter before Elon Musk made it suck worse than it did. And Twitter mostly sucked initially because of the cesspools that were easy to fall into. And this seems to be that without the cesspools right now. Not that they might not pop up, but it's like if it was actually good. If Twitter was good again, I guess. Make Twitter great again. I don't know. Fucking bullshit. Uh, yeah, it right as of right now. It works exactly like Twitter, and it's uncanny. It's it's pretty much everything you wanted Elon Musk not to do. It's like that. It's like they made sure to leave out the things we didn't fucking want, if that makes sense. So it just works. It works really well, and I like it. I'm on it. I've been on it a lot. At first, I was kind of forcing myself, and now, like every time I see a notification, I'm just ecstatic. Um, I've gotten to where I really like posting things. I'm getting to where I like to actually take pictures now of things that I have and places that my Withman and I go to, and just, of course, posting random stuff. I've actually posted things that are actually thoughts on my mind, or things I just want to say, or dumb shit that I want to say, and it's been a lot of fun. It seems like, as far as Bluesky is concerned, Bluesky is the people on Bluesky have realized what they don't want on Twitter. Right? They realize that, hey, we don't want what we had on Twitter. So, let's see if I can find a good example that doesn't need to be censored. Here we go. So this is a trend that I don't remember ever seeing on Twitter, but they are doing it some on Twitter, some of the people who kept their accounts. But this is Promo Sky, where people have been taking their all their interests to feed the algorithm for all the things they like to spread it to other people and say, hey, we have common interests, and common interests have followed you because these are the things you like as well. Let's be mutuals or something like that. And I haven't been following a lot because I'm still incredibly apprehensive. Oops, sorry. And I shouldn't be. It'd probably be to my benefit to follow a lot of them, but there's also no obligation for anyone to follow me if I do this thing, so I'm not trying to screw around with anyone. There's still a no obligation thing in my opinion, so it's interesting. But I didn't think I'd see this, and people that are coming here brand new, uh, mostly artists. Artists are coming on here in waves. There's so much art and cats. And right now, from what I can tell, people are coming here to post their art because Twitter. Hey, Momo, you come here. Twitter has made it to where it's scary to post your art because one, you might have someone steal it, or two, oops, they might feed it. It basically get fed to the AI algorithm, their Grok or whatever, Grok. I don't know what the fuck it is. And I don't know what all the issues were with it, but people don't want to post art on Twitter because it can get stolen, used to feed an AI, and not to mention the incredible amounts of criticism. which I might try and post a few of this stuff that I do on Twitter at some point, because I'm not good at it and I wanted to see what that criticism looks like. But I mean, it's whatever. Um, Bluesky just seems to be a much better environment. Everyone seems to be jumping to create communities of like minds before other people can infiltrate, and it seems like people are making an effort to make sure that the things that were bad about Twitter don't happen here, including the CEO, which I believe the CEO came out and was like, yeah, we're not going to just sell Bluesky like Twitter did. I'm not sure how true that's going to be in the future. Um, because if you have basically a no risk payout like that for your own self, like, I'm not sure I would blame you for taking it. You know, if you're keeping yours and you and yours safe. So, you know, what have you. Um, from what I've known about the art community, they have been incredibly humbling. Um, there's so much that people do, and they don't treat it as competition, even if it somewhat is. It's like cooperative, competitive, and you get to share each other. That's an algorithm boost in either case, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see all this, so it's refreshing. It's got, I think, a couple million people at minimum. Um, actually, how many people? People on Bluesky. I was trying to see how many. Hold on. I know how to do this. How many people are on Bluesky? 25 million users and continued post-election growth. This guy has, yeah, nearly 25 million users. Okay. Or as of December 17th. Nearly, okay. Yeah, cool. So we're close to hitting over the, or we may have hit it, over 25 million. I don't know where I sit in that, but hey, that's fucking cool. You love to see it. Like, I don't think it's like super hard to figure out like what's going on. There we go. So yeah, I mean, if you're there, if you're around, if you're on here, you can find me if you want. You find whoever you think might be on here. 25 million people, or close to it, so. Not to mention, there's all kinds of stuff to find. Everyone seems to be fairly friendly so far. I'm sure eventually you'll get to where there's cesspools, but I think we'll have better tools against it, better than what happened with Twitter. So. I think we'll be more prepared. Alright, so one of the issues I have at work is that I have a lot of downtime, like an insane amount of downtime. And for the money I'm making, my god, is it wasteful. So I decided that I need to make my downtime worth something. Because in the times that I don't have like active work to do and I'm just waiting for a job, while I'm still on the clock and getting paid. Why don't I better myself in one way or another? So I started reading books. I started reading through Devil, or not Devil May Cry, but I started going through Vampire Hunter D, and funny enough, Vampire. At some point, I was like, you know what? I should read the Bible. So now I have officially read the entire Bible, the New King James Version. It cleans up the language a little bit because I had some questions I kind of wanted to answer, and I answered a lot of them. And, oh, fuck off! It answered a lot of them because, like, one, I was trying to figure out like why do we bother going anywhere away from the New Testament as far as Christianity, and I see where the Jews come from in regards to like why they don't believe Jesus is the Messiah. Like I get it, and keep in mind I'm an atheist, so I look at it. I'm looking at it a little different. I did a plain faced reading of the New King James Version, and my God, maybe it's because I've been secular most of my life, but I don't get it. I really don't get how people believe this. The Book of Job, I think, would be better off omitted. I know why it stays in today, but it does nothing to help, in my opinion, because Job didn't deserve anything that happened to him. And it was let happen to him. Jesus is addicted to fig trees for some reason. He smacked some people with a bullwhip that were messing around where they shouldn't have, sacred places. I want my own 7-headed, 10-horned dragon. Uh, ooh. And I mean, it's so bizarre to me that people follow this, and most of the things that are said, I'm not completely convinced that it necessarily even came from Jesus himself, when most of it is hearsay from another person. Not to mention there was so many people that were prophesizing or whatever, but it was an interesting read. I found out it made me learn where a lot of the different Christian groups came from. Uh, if there's any Christians that have never actually read the entire Bible cover to cover, I would strongly recommend read it cover to cover. One of the answers I wanted was to the question of there are uh, atheists that have said um, the best route to becoming an atheist is by reading the Bible, which is something that they did, and I can see how that would be. Like, there's a lot of things that you just can't make workarounds. Like the Old Testament, there's nothing in there that seems to be figurative for the most part, unless it's absolutely explicitly said. If it tells you it's a parable, if it tells you it's a metaphor or something like that, then that's the only time it seems to be uh, something different. That's the only time where it's metaphorical. But otherwise, it treats the way the book reads, at least in the New King James Version, is that everything reads otherwise literal. And mostly through the Old Testament is where you see a lot of that. And it seems like there's a lot they didn't take in for the New Testament. There is a point where they have to explain that, yeah, the New Testament is what mostly matters. But there's another part that says, hey, you have to take everything in the Old Testament as well. I found out that Jesus was very pro taxes. Give, uh, whose face is on that denarii? Caesar. Then give Caesar what is owed to Caesar, and give God what is owed to God. So he's very much pro-taxes, so make sure you pay your taxes, I guess. He's not opposed to flipping some tables to make a point, which I don't think I can really criticize that the same way. There are a lot of horrible things that happen. There's so much war and bloodshed, and there's so much like that, and that in and of itself wouldn't be so bad if the people talking about it treated it as like, oh yeah, that's just what it was. But they're trying to defend it as if it was something other than that, which is something I find odd. Like, it's kind of like an escalation where it's like there is like this one true thing, but that one true thing is being forced blatantly on other people, and even some people don't even get that option early in the books. Um, where is it? Kings? Was it Kings and Chronicles, I think? Or Samuel? I think it was, King David. King David was a huge proponent of, believing God, but even he sent a soldier to go out to war. Or he sent someone's husband to go out to war. And it was very purposeful in order to create an opening so that way he could take that person's wife. So he told all the other soldiers to step back and leave him alone so that way he would purposefully die. And because he does that and gets his wife, that's like the only thing he ends up lamenting, but all the other death wasn't an issue. And like, there was no real reason to do that I could tell, and it seemed really out of character for King David. So I don't know why that was the case, and correct me if I'm wrong about which character that was. But there's a lot of issues that I have where it's like some of these, the way it's written is completely out of character. And some of the books that are supposed to be written by the same person from book to book feel very different in writing style, and I don't think that helps. Now, it's only one plain-faced reading, right? So there's a lot that I'm not going to retain, but that being said, there's a lot that I did retain. Um, the Book of Job is where God gets tempted by a devil to take a bet of all things. A bet. Like, why? Omnipotent and omniscient, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have any reason to. um, I remember recounting a lot of it being being very odd in nature in some of them. Like Psalms and Proverbs, this probably has the most metaphorical stuff, but even a lot of that was like very literal. And it just kind of like reaffirms me in regards to like any Christians that excuse me, that say like they believe one part or the other part's metaphorical or something like that, because they are cherry picking, they're picking and choosing, and I have no problem with that. I implore that because, at least in my opinion, it makes you more moral than that which you claim to believe. So I can appreciate that because our society does not work by the way this book does. I've gotten into various conversations, and I really like that I can hold up that I have read the whole book cover to cover, 1,100 pages, give or take. And that's something I can appreciate. Um, it. I feel like there's some misnomers because some of these books in the New Testament, they're epistles, like letters being sent out. I'm not sure how much that's supposed to actually be there because there is some of it that's nonsensical that has nothing to do with teaching. Like the whole Old Testament is treated purely as a history, and it generally says that these are the things that have actually happened until you get to New Testament. So there seems to be a massive disconnect on what the Old Testament does functionally. I find that odd. And it's one of those things that everyone in the New Testament has access to the Old Testament in whatever is available in the Old Testament. So everything that's written here that refers back to it is already easy because you can select something that works with whatever happens up in the Old Testament and make it fit something that is current. So it's just I feel like there's still some things that I'm missing, but it did answer a lot of questions on where a lot of this came from and why some people believe the way they do. Um, I saw the parts for like Mormonism, Jehovah's Witness. I didn't really see Methodist. I saw tons of Baptist stuff, but Methodist I didn't really see. So I'm not sure what Methodist. I did see Pentecostal, and that was very strange. And I saw like the way that some of these things are treated is that you have some people who are Bible literalists, like everything in the Bible is literal unless otherwise spoken, which is what I would argue is how it's supposed to be done. But I'm glad that most of them don't. That, at least to me, implies conscious. So it's just really weird and surreal. But hopefully, I won't have a reason to do much more than maybe, I don't know, keep some certain quotes. Another issue that I had was I am really surprised that Jesus apparently is not family orientated. He wants people to leave their family behind and follow him. And I remember a story, and I'll come back. It'll wrap around to something. So my old lead man, my coworker, he used to be a nurse, and he was one of the people that would put catheters in men. And one day he was trying to put a catheter in someone, and when he took his pants off, there was nothing down there. And he was in shock. And he told the nurse, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to put it. And he says, don't worry. And he got the story from that person, I think secondhand, but apparently he was so worried about going to hell, like so terrified that he thought that his junk was causing him to sin. So what he did was he took a hatchet and went into the woods, found a stump, and took a hatchet to his junk. In the Bible, there's a part where Jesus is like, if it causes you to sin, cut it off. A man without an arm, a man who doesn't sin without and has lost his arm is better than a man who sins with his arm, or something like that. And that's where that came from. And to know that someone did that and didn't have to, like, mm. But having reading the Bible at work, of course, that makes people ask questions. Not the ones I want them to ask. Mm. because for some reason they seem like if I read the Bible, it's going to be an instant convert or something like that to some of them. And like they're telling me to have an open mind. I have an open mind, but have you read it? I don't think you have. And most people I tell haven't. Now, and some of the people that say they have read it cover to cover, I'm not sure I believe them. I have no reason to doubt them. I'm not going to say they're liars or anything, but I'm just not sure I can say I'm convinced, if you know what I mean. Like, does that make sense? It's. I feel like when they say they've read the whole Bible and when I say I've read the whole Bible, it's two different things. Because I have some of them that tell me, oh, you need to have a study Bible so you know what these verses actually mean. But there's, fuck, where was it? Somewhere in the Bible where it says that that the Bible, when you're reading it through these books, is self-evident. Like when you read it, you know what they mean. And if that's to be true, you shouldn't. I think study Bibles should should be patently disregarded in that case. And then there's people telling me how to read the Bible. And why would you read a Bible any different than you would any other book? Because there's a regiment that's there where you jump around the book. And I don't see what that accomplishes because now especially with the Old Testament, if you're doing it with the Old Testament and even with the New Testament, because everything is still like point after point, like your timeline is from the beginning is that going forward. So I don't know why, even if they're a little bit out of order, I don't know why you would go to a few verses, read those, then go to other verses in a different book, because then you're losing a lot of context on what's going on. And someone may have read the whole book by skipping around and going to everyone. It's like, at what point do you lose all meaning? So that's kind of where I'm at in that regard. Do a plain faced reading of your Bible. Like, that's what I would definitely recommend. Um, I don't want to get too much into it. I just wanted to air some of my thoughts. I really implore having. Shit. I'd really implore questions, and I'm hoping that I'll start getting questions from that. Like what I think about it, because there's other people that were like really rooting for me to read the Bible, and I'm sitting here like it's not what you think, because I gotta be honest, I'm very critical of it. I want people to ask more questions about it. As I gave that one Bible away. I still have a contemporary language Bible, which it everything's just worded weird. Is the only issue I have with it. It's still a Bible, but it's just weird the way it's worded. But the it's not red letter, but it does have all the verses like per line, as opposed to all together in a paragraph. So it's a little easier to read. So I'll have that as my if I ever need to like look at anything. So there's still that. I guess I'll keep that one because there's a little message from one of my teachers. So I keep it. I also keep that for sentimental value. So kind of what I'm really wanting people to ask is like to like read the Bible themselves and ask me my thoughts on like certain things, because like it's not like everything in there's totally bad, right? Like there are some basic stuff, but if you pick it out, you're gonna be better off. Um, the whole thing where like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, uh, some people say they contradict themselves, but if they're different accounts, then it's just them. Someone. The issue is someone has to be wrong. I think is part of the issue. We don't know necessarily that they're all right. It's like they're saying their account of what's happening, but we don't know if that's actually what's happening. I feel like that is a huge issue, though. Um, There's many parts of it that I would argue would be absolutely awful to keep in. And if you were to rewrite the entire Bible, and some people have, for what it's worth, and take out everything that is worth keeping, you would have about 160 pages or something of like substantive stuff that matters. That's actually good advice. So, yeah, it's just there's some awful stuff in there, and the way people believe, I think they just need to actually read their Bible genuinely. And I don't think people are going to believe that I read it genuinely. Because if they ask you, oh, so you read the whole thing? It's like, and you still don't believe? It's like, well, then I don't think you actually read it. I have an aunt who's Mormon, and I was putting on Facebook that, yeah, I'm reading the Bible. And she was like, oh, where are you? And at the time, I think I was in Mark or Luke or something. She's like, oh, I'll read along with you. And then I finally put down that I finished it, but I didn't put anything else really that I finished it. 1,100 pages. I was just so happy to be done with it. I just kind of blank face posted that. And she was like, so happy. I hope you found your way to God and everything. And I didn't do it under her, but I put up another post that says, all right, so I've read the whole Bible and I'm still an atheist. It was the effective message of that. I have, and that I've had a lot of questions answered, and nothing from her on that, which kind of makes me laugh because she has a lot of respect for me, but I don't think she really understands like the issues that I have. Like I tried to explain why I didn't care for example, I didn't care for burials in general. There's nothing inherently problematic, but like at land is owned and there is limited amounts of land. At what point do you have so much graves land, so many graves, that in order to make room for more, you have no land you can just buy, but you have to uproot those graves? Now, this is a long time from now because we got plenty of open space for people to be buried. I mean, you've seen the massive fields. I mean, I'm kind of curious how much space is actually dedicated to just graves. But it's not super important. But it is kind of like a question of like, if you get buried and hundreds of years from now, you and your family's graves have to be, or at least the tops of them have to be removed to make room for more graves. I don't want that. So if you do like a shroud burial, that will eventually give way to just the life around it and just decompose and stuff like that. Because not all the materials that those coffins are made of will completely decompose. Some of them are metal, and some of them are non biodegradable materials. So I don't know. I, I I would just have like very basic wood if I was gonna be buried, but I'd rather be cremated and put in an urn or in some kind of vase or something like that for my family to enjoy looking at as a reminder. They don't have to worry about going to a gravesite, to a cemetery, in order to see me, because that's a whole trip in and of itself. And if you don't like live close to it, you might have to make special trips in order to do it, especially if it's out of the way. If you have family that's 100 miles away and you can only really feasibly see them a couple times a year, I don't want that. I want to be available for the people who were with me most, in this case namely being my wife, my wife. So I don't want I don't want to be buried, and I don't think too many people consider that. because I think they look at it with rose-colored glasses, and at least to me in the Bible, it doesn't necessitate burials. It just seemed to be the common practice because burning bodies was mostly for sacrifices to God, and it was animal carcasses, so it was. It's not one of those things that's just done, if you will. You don't just do that. So yeah, it's strange because nowadays we have the technology and the facilities to do so. I don't think anyone should have a problem in and of itself, except for the fact that now they have sentimental value spread across the country. But I mean, it's whatever. Like, we do what we can, and my wife and I, we take death very seriously. So what's sacred to you is important and means something. I just hope that whatever it is ends up not being a hassle, because I would never want someone trying to visit me be a hassle. But anyway, I think it's time to move on from that. Cheers. So, Caltoon and I, we were playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, the remake or remaster, and we beat it. And my God, I wish I could have had it for GameCube. Man, I don't have the GameCube version to compare to. Um, man, it sucks. But what it does do, and I think it does it very well, is it gives you like the old soundtracks and some of the noises and stuff like that, where it's about as close to the game as it's gonna get. And 20 years after the original game on Nintendo GameCube, it's really wonderful. And right now we're playing through the first Paper Mario on N64 on the N64 Switch emulator, and we're having a blast and seeing how different it is. Man, this is a game I wish I could have had. But I will say I love. Maybe it's because I didn't have the original soundtrack, but their new soundtrack fucking rules. It slaps. The main theme when you're on in the main town hub or whatever, man, that hits. That hits like a mofo. Like, oh, it's just awesome. Uh, where is it? Um, we have Paper Mario. I'm not sure it's gonna be up here. Should be able to do it by. G. It should be P Pay. I'm looking up to see if I can get to the see if they have it on this site here. Come on, Elemento P. Yes. Alright, Panzer. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door for the Switch game rip. You guys should be able to hear this. Yeah, it fucking rules. Hey Spliffy, how's it going? Oh. Oh, it rules so hard. I need to add this at some point. I need to revamp my whole music thing. Oh, it's so great. I love it. I love the Rogueport theme so much. It goes, buddy. Awesome. Just welcome to S&G episode 12. I'm talking about all kinds of stuff. Now I'm talking about the Thousand Year Door that we beat. Take a break from streaming so I can edit clips. Awesome. I started editing my VODs that I ported over to YouTube, so that way I can hopefully start getting those public soon. I was editing out the breaks and stuff, and the 10 minutes in the beginning, and however long it is in the end. Mm. So check it. I don't know. I said this a little bit earlier, but so between YouTube and Twitch, if you can stream on both, that'd be recommended. But apparently, what seems to be the case is like YouTube streaming sucks molten donkey wang. Like it just doesn't do well. But Twitch streaming is tops, right? Twitch streaming does comparatively much better. Certainly has for me. And but VODs are terrible on Twitch. No one cares and it never stays. Clips seem to do damn well, but apparently if you try and put your VODs on oh, excuse me. If you can put your VODs on YouTube, that's where they seem to reign because YouTube loves videos, especially long form videos. So if you, I would just keep that in mind for the future if you want, and then you can always make new clips out of those too. And I'm gonna do what I can to make sure I have clips. God, sometimes I just don't make clips reasonably, so but I try and keep that in mind, especially with the other stuff. I am glad that you're enjoying streaming and making clips and all that jazz. Anyway, with Thousand Year Door, um, so Paper Mario is an RPG series for the most part. I appreciate it, bud. And clipping and fucking is fucking hard, my dude. When you have to sift through it, it certainly can be. I haven't sifted through. I just did clips whenever willy nilly. Of course, you only have so much space that they can go on, but you can put those. You can put most of them on YouTube for what that's worth. That also helps. And let's face it, shorts do great. As much as I hate TikTok as a overall platform, mostly because of how it's been used and the shitty people that are on it, I can't lie that the whole shorts type of content it works. It works on me. It seems to work on everyone. All these short form videos that are actually on the length of your phone so you can use the whole screen without tilting it just seems to work. So I watch shorts all the time and reels. I just don't have TikTok. It's insane. It's uncanny. Definitely something to appreciate. All right. So with Thousand Year Door, for one thing, it's a decently long game, longer than I thought it would be, and I love the art style. It's super. I love the simplistic nature of it, and I think what I might try and do is learn to draw it later and see how that works because these aren't super complicated um, character sprites. So it's definitely up there in things to look at. I would recommend this game to anyone. I think the characters are absolutely wonderful. Um, I think some of them are a little too horny for Mario. Um, Princess Peach still comes off as a little dull to me, but she has more character in this one than most of the other ones I've seen. So I think like she tends to be best when she's a playable character in one form or another because you actually get to know her instead of her being just the damsel in distress. So I think that does say a lot about it. Um, characters. Here we go. So the game seems to mirror a lot of the mechanics from the first one for N64 in regards to like you basically have most of the same types of characters in different forms. Um, like Goombella is Goombario, Koops is Cooper, um, Vivian is the little ghost princess chick. I don't think I've met the character that would be like Madame Flurry, but I mean, yeah, you do have a this girl Babam. So yeah, it seems to be mostly comparable, and I was actually kind of surprised. I thought there'd be a little bit more, but yeah, there's Lady Bow. There it is. Paracarry, Dupless. I wonder if how many of these characters are gonna. Were they all in? I don't think. It really didn't matter. So we'll figure it out. But it is once again really interesting. I really like the game, and I would recommend it to anyone. The boss fights, fucking rule. You fight Cortez, it's a big ass fucking thing. It's not too terribly hard, but man, is it a cool fight. And Cortez is such an interesting character. You have where is the big bad? Well, actually I probably shouldn't do it on stream. Um Vivian is absolutely adorable. Her sisters suck molten donkey wings. Beldam can fucking go to hell. Um Flavio is quite a character. Uh But yeah, I really liked Coops. He has that very innocent Admiral Bombery. I gave him like a fucking Sean Connery voice. So he's always talking like this, and it made me laugh. So it was a lot of fun. Ms. Mouse is absolutely adorable, and I hope the best for her, even though she's a thief and tries to steal everything. Um, you get to hear stories that rival Luigi, or that rival Mario from Luigi, and it's really interesting because he has like this whole equivalent storyline that he's going through with the Eclair Kingdom or some shit, and it's just a lot of fun to read through. But and there's also tons of side quests to do, and they really outline it really well. And there's a bunch of and then there's also the 100 levels challenge thing that I never beat and I didn't care to beat, but it's just an insane game if you get a chance to again if you get a chance to play it or at least try it out. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, you've got Fisk. Fisk is a fighter, and I believe Fisk is a girl, and I think there are certain things you can do that change the color of Fisk's skin. But ooh, yeah, just it feels so good. The X-Nauts are really fun enemies. Um, they're going to be your primary enemy, and maps is really engaging. And they know how to throw things in, and I don't know how much is extra since I haven't played the original. Um, but yeah, it's masterful. Like I don't generally care for Mario games overall unless there's something about them, and the something about them in this case is like this one is super stylistic. Some of the areas are fucking gorgeous, and I love it. The characters are so lovable, and they don't shy away from too many dark scenes. Like they have some dark scenes that are definitely worth finding. Or well, I think you run into most of them anyway through the storyline. But I mean, you have an interaction with a ghost. You get to see what things that happen. There's a lot of circumvention and just there's things that come back to haunt you that it's gonna happen either way, but it comes back to haunt you, and it meshes. Like I don't know what more to say without like playing through it again and like writing down my thoughts as it goes. But like I'm assuming that whatever they did in regards to the first Paper Mario, any issues they had in that one, they rectified in this one and put better. But since I haven't played the original GameCube version of Thousand Year Door, I don't know how different it is from that because this is super super clean and polished for the Switch. Uh, and I'm sure there's plenty of videos that say, "Hey, here's what the differences are." So if you want to clear that up for yourself, by all means. But man, just it fucking rules. If you get a chance to play it, play it. Especially if you have a friend who owns it and they get them to let you borrow it, or they have the game and you don't have a Switch but they have it. Try to see if they'll let you start a new profile. And how did it do overall? List of all characters. Let's see. So it came out initially July 22, 2004. This one came out this year. Oh, excuse me. Fourth bangs. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of them too. Oh yeah. There's the Origami King. I have not played that one. I do have Super Paper Mario, but I'm not sure if there's something wrong with it. 2024. Will it tell me how well it did? I don't know. Copies sold. There we go. 1.49 million copies sold. Almost 2 million copies. Wow. That's fucking great. The remake sold 1.76 million copies worldwide, June 2024. As of November, it's almost 2 million. That's insane. I think. But yeah, I mean, good game. I definitely recommend it. Alright. So, recently I've had a kerfuffle. So, I now have a new vehicle again. So, a while back, I was driving a Pontiac and I had to break down because I was having to get it repaired about every 3 months, which would be about when I pay off the last repair. So I was just constantly in a cycle of repairing the car. And I was like, okay, this is too much. I haven't even had like a single month where I haven't had something to fix or to get fixed. And it's driving me up the wall. All right, now it's time to get a new vehicle. So I ended up getting a 2011 Buick Regal, CLX or SE or something like that. Um, 2 weeks into it, we're on our way to an appointment. So it was really important too. The transmission shits out. 2, maybe 3 weeks at the most. And the transmission fucking drops out. And we were pissed, and we had some arguing that we did that ended up really helping in the long run. And but man, was it was hectic. It was hot. It wouldn't move. I had to get towed. And come to find out, yeah, it was definitely need a new transmission. They took it apart and said, yeah, it's rocked. Luckily, and I say this very loosely, the car dealership, the owner of the place, that happened to be his aunt's car. So he had gotten the extended warranty for it for her, and because they had to upgrade and get something that had a wheelchair uh, thing, a wheelchair uh, hitch. There you go, wheelchair hitch. And that's what they needed. So they got something different. He made sure they was taken care of, and so he still had the extended warranty. So I didn't have to pay for the transmission. However, I did have to pay for fucking labor. And that really sucks. Um, I still don't think I should have had to pay for fucking labor because I barely had it. I hadn't had it for even a month. And that happens, and I was having issues not too long after I bought it. A few days after I bought it, I was having issues, but while it was there, it was fine. So, color me a little bit pissed off, and by all means, being pissed off way too late. That's my fault. And I mean, I like the car, but apparently apparently that the it just has issues. It just has that transmission issue. But what finally did it in was sometime early November. I hit a deer. I had finally paid off. I finally paid off the labor that I had to pay for in order for it to get fixed. I paid off the labor, and then I hit a deer. All right, well, the car can still drive. I still got one light. And I'm just like, well, shit. So I get some of the loose pieces out. Ooh. Ooh. I get some of the loose pieces out. And, nope, I did not put the music back on. And, I go home. It's in the middle of the night, so I'm just going home, go sleep. And then I'm like, okay, let me get some advice from the dealership. And then they had their recommendation, so I went with their recommendation. My husband had a different recommendation on where to go, and I probably would have ended up better off if I had gone where she went. But what I should have done was just ask my insurance where would be the best place for me to take it. Because it's at that point that it's out of my hands. And at the very least, even if the same thing happened, it would have been a lot less hassle. Because it still drove, but I went ahead and I was like, all right, I'll drop it off and let someone evaluate it. I should have kept driving it. I should have reported it and got someone to look at it and said, hey, how are we going to do this or whatever? When can you look at it? And then schedule like that. Because I ended up getting a rental, which cost out the ass. Luckily, I got all the money back. And I actually got reimbursed some more initially before I got refunded all the money that because my insurance took over. So I don't know if I need to pay that back, but I'm not gonna say anything until they say, unless I really start feeling guilty, and I don't really. But In any case, it's weird. It was weird. I think I did everything out of order. Lesson learned, right? So, I'm not going with those places. Just no. Well, I get the rental. It's a 24 Nissan Altima. Well, on my way home from work, I hit another small animal. And I'm like, motherfucker, I can't get a break. So I had to zip tie the front end. You could barely tell there was that much damage, but luckily I went to the place and said, oh yeah, that's not a big deal. Um, that's not a big deal. We've seen much worse, you know, and we've also had people not say anything. So, I mean, it's already looking good, and that was a lot of relief, having two accidents back to back like that. I have no idea how my insurance is going to be on the next term. Hopefully, it won't be a big deal, with any luck. But, man, was it crazy. So, that was disheartening, so I was like, okay, I gotta get a new vehicle now. And, like I said, I should have kept the vehicle that was still working, even though it was kind of fucked up. And, because the regular lights still worked, but the bright didn't. Not to mention, I see plenty of people in Hodunk, Alabama, fucking driving with a bad light, and they don't get fucking pulled over somehow, but let's face it, the people who, like, just don't normally have that issue, they're the ones who get pulled over. Mm. So, insurance totaled out the Regal, the Buick Regal. So that sucked, because they said it wasn't worth fixing. It too much cost to fix it. It just wasn't economically feasible, I guess. But they said whatever the value is going to be of it, of what it would normally be, that will be put towards paying off your loan, and then your gap insurance will cover the rest. So at least I shouldn't have to worry, except for maybe payments ahead. I shouldn't have to worry about anything. Oh, excuse me. Anything else from maybe a potential reimbursement, but I doubt it, for what I paid ahead. But I mean, I just want to get it over with. So since it was that, I ended up getting a going to a more proper dealership that had warranties, and I got a more modern car. So I got a 20 Hyundai Venue, and it's like a minivan, mini SUV or whatever. And my God, I'm so happy to have it. It feels better. It's got a little more utility. It's something that if we had to, we could sleep in it. You know, required we have some blankets, but you know. But man, it's just it sucks. We're still dealing with it. Insurance paid out and whatnot. So yeah, hopefully in the next month or two, the gap insurance take over, and I'll be completely rid of the Regal paperwork. I don't know if anyone else needs my other information on it, but I've got it in hand. I've got it in my office, in my drawers, file cabinet, whatever. If I need to, I can give it to him. But my God, it just became a huge fucking bullshit, and it just sucks because I don't think I had that car for more than I may have had for a total of 5 months, barely. But hey, I've got a car that in theory should be a lot safer, has a lot more features, it has actual utility. Maybe I'll get a hitch installed on it. I don't need something very big, but you know, just something to be able to use for at home. And man, it's a deal. It really is. I don't recommend it if you can avoid it. Please avoid getting to any collisions or car accidents. we're hoping by February we'll be able to slow the fuck down once again and just chill. So, all right, hold on. There we go. That works. Okay, so I am wanting to learn to draw digital art. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know much about drawing and stuff, but I did used to draw on paper years ago. I didn't draw that much, but okay. Let me scroll all the way down. But I did draw a few things that I was really proud of that I don't want to draw on paper because you can see the condition of it. That's what ends up happening. But I've been really happy when I was drawing these, and I want to try and learn digital art. Digital art is a medium that a lot of people are getting into, and it doesn't require that much as far as materials. It's not like you have to keep buying pencils or lead or colors and stuff like that. You don't have to keep doing that kind of thing, especially if they're expensive. In this case, I have like all the tools I could ever want in a few pieces of equipment. And wait, can I just? There's no tab thing. Um, so I finally got tablet pen program, and I thought about doing Clip Studio, but my membership thing that I paid for is no longer valid because they went to a subscription base. So it has to be a monthly thing, which kind of sucks, but yeah, whatever. I'll deal. But I decided, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. Let me just try to find a free program because I don't want to pay a whole bunch of money into something that might not take for me. But I am going to give it like a solid try to learn to draw because I'd love to be able to draw my own frames for my avatar, maybe even animate. Because that is something I wanted to do for years, was try and be an animator. You know, along with being a wanting to be a game developer and artist and musician, so you know, a lot of the things that I lost passions on. So I'm trying to rekindle some of that, and eventually I also need to get back to playing guitar. I'll just probably do a lot of this as needed. Oh, you know what? I didn't scramble the music, did I? There we go. It's all scrambled. Cool. And I don't know how much you guys out there know, but I do have a bunch of friends who do digital art, and they know how it is. People don't want to pay for art generally. This is the one I'm most proud of. I really love how this came out. I want to keep. I should get this framed. I should probably get all those pieces framed so I can preserve them because I really am proud of this one. This one ended up really good. Um, yeah, it's just people don't want to pay for art, or people don't have the money for it. I don't have enough expendable money that I can pay for a bunch of people to make art. Which really sucks because there's a lot of good artists that deserve it. And I don't want to short sell anyone. Because art is... Let's say you put in... I don't know. Let's say you put in 10 hours worth of work for your art piece. And it's a commission, so it's something that someone's going through. Well, you go through that, and you make the piece, and now you have to sell it. Well, how much do you charge? What's minimum wage? $7 an hour? That's barely shit. How much do you want to make? $20 an hour? 20 times 10 is $200. But you can't charge that because no one's going to pay for that. Now, the benefit most of the time is that whatever piece you make, and I might be exaggerating for how long it takes some people to make it, but there's a lot that people can do. But normally you see like $60, about the cost of a video game. You know, $60 to $120 per commission. You have some smaller stuff that might be like 20 and 40, and then some stuff that are like 60, 80, 100. You know, and it depends on what the piece is and the artist, but you also want to make up your money. So if you can also sell prints of it, that also is a benefit. But you have to factor in the cost of that. Well, if you sell, I don't know, 14 by 18 prints for $30, that sounds pretty reasonable to me, I guess. Especially if they're on like actual like vinyl. That fucking rules. So yeah, I don't want to short sell anyone. I don't want anyone to come out from me purchasing from them thinking that I'm just trying to rip them off, or that I'm think that they're trying to rip me off. Because that's what some people will look at. Some people will look at it like that and be like, well, I guess it's gonna be a dick. I'm not trying to be a dick, I swear. So, I'm wanting to learn how to draw. I want to be able to draw my own stuff. And, oh yeah. The Buick Regal. The headlamp was destroyed. Regular lights still worked. The front end was all busted up. Ugh. It messed up the radiator, and that's what drove most of the cost up, is because that would eventually wear down. Even though it's not leaking now, everyone said, yeah, it's probably going to start fucking up eventually. And that's still going to cost me. You know, this whole quarter panel is gone, and yeah. This would have had been replaced, this whole front end, whatever. All the plastic there. So, and the frame was bent, so... Ugh, it was awful. Very, very awful. Where's the thing up there? There we go. So at work, I did draw this. Now, this was something that was like, okay, it's recommended that you start with something super simple. Just like, get used to drawing, get used to the tools you have. So I drew a sphere on a plane and some sky. I don't have a full grasp on my tools because like that's not how I wanted the shading to work. But in order to shade, I don't know how. I don't have like something that's just for shading, that you just like, how dark do you want the shade, and it just shades it with the same color profile. So I'm still trying to figure that out. So this was me trying to learn some of the tools, trying to figure that, and get an understanding of how layers work, and that some things, your layers just... you just get to a point where you're just going to have to eventually erase something. Not to mention when you make groups as opposed to merging layers. And that's one of the secrets is you can afford to be a little messy. You can have layers, you can make groups of layers, so that way that will be a subset in and of itself. So like I can make I think I can make the shading on the ball different from the shading on the ground and trying to figure out like this, but the other part is I just need to figure out how the drawing. Now the pen I got is eh. So I might invest in a more expensive, better quality pen because the one I got was like $10. I think it was a it was an Walmart generic brand pen. So, and this is Ibis paint. I tried Krita, and I don't think it works well with my tablet. And I'll get into what tablet I have later, but it was confusing because not all the tools were working, so I don't think it meshed well with the software. And it didn't help that I had a pen that kind of sucked ass. But it works a lot better on Ibis. And if it really gets bad, then I'll just go ahead and get Clip Studio. It's not that expensive for a year subscription. I think it's like $30. So a year subscription for $30 and then see if it takes. I don't think that's a big deal. But I mean, yeah, I know it's not much, but I'm not going to short sell that this to me is an achievement. I didn't It was getting late at work, so I didn't have any time to like put some shading on the grass to give it like a textured look. But I'm gonna figure things out. Um, Line tracing and stuff like that. I just did some like primary colors to like start off with. But at some point, I'm gonna figure things out, get some palettes together. Um, I'm gonna get some references that I can try and draw and take colors from because it doesn't have to be too big of a deal. It really doesn't. And I want to have a lot of fun with this, and I want to be able to make my own shit for my channel in large. Because like I see something in my mind that I want, and I want to make that. And I want to be able to say that I did that and be proud of it. And I'm sure a lot of people know what that's like. Um, and so I've been trying to find guides, learn how to draw as an adult. I'm an adult, 38, getting into drawing. Started in October 2023. I like to draw people, which is finding super hard. Yeah, trying to create a skill after like 15 or 20 feels impossible. But I'm gonna keep trying because since I do have so much incredible downtime at work just by making $40 an hour, I am I got all that downtime. I might as well put it to use. I want to learn to draw things, digital art wise. And at some point, if it does start to take, I'll get better equipment. But like with anything, to make sure that it's something that's actually going to take, you've got to do something to make sure that you're not going to invest too much in something you don't like. Because like I remember there was this kid in Second and Charles. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm learning to play guitar." It's like, "So you playing?" And I was at the guitar rack or whatever. And he said, "Yeah, well, my mom got me this tiny guitar, and it's like it's not a real guitar, and I want to learn. It's like I want something real." And so I had to explain to him, "Listen, dude, no matter what you do, the guitar you have isn't going to teach you anything else about playing. The only thing that a different guitar is going to do for you is it's going to feel different and you might play things different. But ultimately, you can learn on any guitar, and that you don't want to spend money on a hobby that might not take. So go ahead and learn on that guitar before you start investing money into it, because it doesn't matter what guitar you have if you don't know how to play guitar. So in hindsight, I think I saved his parents like $400 at the time, and hopefully that guy went and continued to learn how to play guitar. I hope, because it's a nice hobby. I know how to play guitar. I need to get back into it because, one, I know I'm rusty as hell, as are the strings on my guitars. I've got an electric and I've got a acoustic electric now. So, yeah, I the best thing you can do is not invest too much while you're still learning. And then once you get better stuff and things become easier and it starts feeling better, and that's when you want to start being okay with that. So, yeah. But yeah, and if anyone else is wanting to learn to draw, Ibis Paint X. Ibis Paint X and Paint Draw and Paint app. This is what I'm currently using. There's illustrations. This is what some people have made on it. There clearly are shaders. How to use and stuff like that. So yeah, people have made a lot of interesting stuff on there. I just need to learn how to use the tools. You can even do pixel art apparently. So oh yeah, I mean, look at that. It's fucking gorgeous. So yeah, this is what I'm using right now. I might actually, if you get it on a mobile device, you can watch an ad. Uh, you watch a 30-second ad, and you get all the tools apparently free for the next 4 hours, and you can stack it up to 18 hours. And I'm sitting here like, if I'm only doing it at work, I just need to watch 2 or 3 ads, and I'm golden. Or just, if I want to just have all the tools, and I don't know if the watermarks stay or not, but I'll find that out later. But yeah, like, it's like a no-brainer. And then if I do get to the point where I think it's going to be worth it, then I can pay for Clip Studio, assuming that Ibis Paint is going to work for me well enough. Maybe I'll even put it on. Well, I should be able to hook up my tablet to my computer. Ugh. So yeah, I'm excited to learn. I like you saw, I was able to jump on at work. Excuse me, and hopefully I'll be able to keep doing that. Oh yeah, tea. So I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna actually develop my own style, but I mean, I'll figure it out. And also having a keyboard and being able to hit control. Oh, you can tap with 2 fingers at a time, and that's your undo button. Tap with 3, that's your redo button. That is amazing to me. That's a thing. God, look at all this good art. Just wait till I start drawing furries. That'll be hilarious. But yeah, hopefully soon I'll be able to join the fucking people. Well, they have tutorials. And a Prime membership, if I really wanted to pay for it, how much would that be? All these prime filters and stuff. Oh, this would be $30 per year. And hold on, let me get to my other side. So this would be $30 per year, but I don't think I need that if I can just do an ad. Clip Studio price. It says buy once forever on PC, but I did that on PC, but it wasn't seeming to work. Alright, so it's like $40, I think, for the permanent. Oh, there's different versions of it. What's 165? What the fuck? Alright, oh, iPad, Windows, Mac, $99 or 99 cents a month. So okay, so yeah, that's also about like for Paint Pro, it's also about $30. If you want Paint EX, that's about $80 a year. Purchase gold membership? Jesus Christ. I don't think that's necessary. Anyway, but you can also get it. You can also get Clip Studio for about $30, so assuming it works fine, I'd probably do that, but until I figure out. But make sure you have a compatible program too, because I think that's Krita doesn't work well on my particular tablet, and I'll talk about that later. Anyway, it's getting close enough to break. There's the fucking... Okay. So, thank you so far for watching. Feel free to get up, stretch your arms, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, get something to eat, get something to drink, pet a cat, pet a dog, do what it is you normally do when you're taking a break. I'll be gone for about 10 or 15 minutes. This is the intermission. Alright. So, I mentioned earlier that we made a lot of changes. One of them was the office. We've set up, I got to set up my office now. So hey, let me smash in the chat. There we go. That was lucky. There's way more songs on that. Okay. So I got to set up my office. Like, it's the first time I've had my own actual office that wasn't just my bedroom or sitting in the living room where everyone else is. And it's really refreshing because now I don't have to worry so much about how loud I am or who's asleep or whatever. It's really nice. So I've got my computer here that all the wires are going out this way, and got a little surge protector right there is on one side, and the walls are slowly filling up with art and prints and stuff that we got, posters, whatever. Things that we've been meaning to get frames and stuff for, and stuff we've been meaning to put up. We've been getting that taken care of. Alright, you got a little Liza right there. And I've got my Legend of Zelda banner. But I really like my setup. I can have both the screens here. I took off the door because I didn't really serve a purpose. It was annoying. I didn't need it anymore. So I took it off and I threw it in the fire. Like, no joke. So now I've got like a bunch of tools. I've got a bunch of game equipment console equipment and controllers, a bunch of the D&D stuff, tools, a few other things I don't remember. And then right now, the other little dresser is completely empty. I haven't put anything in it, and then I have my file cabinet on the other side of the chair, and my printer. And I've got a different mic right now, but I need to look into getting a new one. Got my like, so this is where I'm sitting right now. And it feels so great. I'm so happy that I have my own office. I mean, I've got blinds on the windows now, so we can close those up a little better. Not perfect, but they're there. That's little Droop. And there's the kitty tower. I like to jump over that. He was looking at it from the other side. Here's some of my Nintendo Power posters. And little bookshelves. And some of the stuff there. Things are a little different. I should probably take some more pictures. But, I mean, I really like having an office. I really do. I might get a new desk eventually. It just, man, it's something I love. I'm gonna repost that. Didn't I? Shit. Hold on. Let me go back to media. Media. Oh, that's our Christmas. I want to think I had some more stuff on my setup. Is it just that? I thought I had more. Oh yeah, here's what this corner looks like now. So now I've got this. I haven't really done anything with it. I've got a couple more pieces of art up. Of course, there's cat toys fucking everywhere. So this is increasing. Oh, here you can see I've got these shelves here. When we moved in, this used to be oh, there used to be a whole bunch of preserves here and curtains. And I have no idea if those preserves were ever actually any good, but I went ahead and got rid of them. I want to think. Is it the same thing? It was the same thing. Yeah, it's the same pictures, isn't it? Yep. Alright. Whatever. I was taking closer pictures. I thought I had more. I guess I don't. Alright, in any case. I guess office reveal. If you can call it that. So, I still have a bunch of stuff I need to organize. I don't know where the fuck to put it all. But, I like it. I like how it's turned out. I like how things are going. And I'm hoping that with any luck, I'll be able to upgrade things in this next year. I don't know how well it'll work out, but fuck yeah, an actual office. It's fucking insane, dude. Alright. You wanna know what else is insane? We are all up in the holidays right now. We are all up in the holidays. So right now, if you don't mind, I just kind of want to celebrate that people are able to do everything. So I mean, we've got it's like we got Christmas Eve coming up, Christmas Day, Hanukkah is going to be starting soon, Kwanzaa, after Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, the last day of Hanukkah, Epiphany, Orthodox Christmas Day, which is on the 7th. I mean, you got a bunch. You've had some that were recent. Um, I believe you have Saturnalia? Saturnalia taking place between the 17th and the 23rd, and the winter solstice or winter equinox. I don't remember, but I mean, I hope you guys are all. I hope you guys are celebrating your holidays well and being safe out there. Um, you know, at least for me, I've always enjoyed holidays, but it started wearing off on me, and like just this year, it really started to kind of jump up for me. Like I don't know, it's something that it used to plague me. I guess because I was always depressed around this time, but this time, for what feels like it's been years since the last time I was actually happy about the holidays. I mean, it feels good to celebrate Christmas, to celebrate the holidays, the holiday season, holiday spirit, what have you. It's kind of crazy, actually. Like, the fuck? Whoa, computer, what are you doing? Network error? Is it still going on this side? Oh no. That's still going on this side. It doesn't end the stream. Hold on. I need to make sure you're not fucked up. I mean... No, just the twitch on the... Okay, that just kind of went all wonky, but sure. Okay. I don't know, it was like everything just went wonky. Current holidays. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I mean, right now, we got a bunch of holidays, right? Everything that's coming up, Lunar New Year. Here we go. Let's look at November, see all the holidays on there. You had Veterans Day, you had Lincoln's birthday? Huh. Day after Thanksgiving's considered a holiday? Native American Heritage Day. Uh, New York City Marathon. All Saints Day. First day of the Native American Heritage Month. Election Day. It's always a fun one. Thanksgiving Day is always good. Lot for the 29th. So, yeah, I mean, just a lot that goes on during these months. And then Rosa Parks Day, first Sunday of the Advent. Feast of Our Lady Guadalupe. Bill of Rights Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Oh look, St. Nicholas Day, Giving Tuesday. Oh my God, like There's a bunch of these no one ever actually fucking does. But they complain about not having it, but it's there. Huh. That's like when I found out that May is Military Appreciation Month. Go figure. Shit. Um. Yeah, I mean, there's also a lot of issues during the holidays that people have, so don't forget to try and keep people in mind that might not be able to do the things that we're able to do. Um, Let me just get an eye on this. So I know when I'm here during the holidays, when I used to be depressed, I'd always be worried about who was around me and them noticing whether or not I was upset or something like that. So one of the things I would often do is just keep to myself and do as little as possible. And now I'm kind of like, I probably went harder than I ever have in a long time for like getting gifts for people. And at least for me, it's meaningful. It because I haven't had like that Christmas spirit or that holiday spirit or whatever have you in a long time. So I just it feels nice. It feels liberating to be able to just do whatever, you know? Like, imagine not being able to do the things you wanted, but you just kind of have to deal with it day to day. Now you get a chance and you get to just do whatever. And it's fucking great. Well, there you go. I've got gifts for my wife. I wish I could get gifts for other people, but I don't have the funding that I want in order to do it. So, you know, you know how it is, I suppose. Because a lot of people do. I know that um, self-deleting rates go up this time of year, so I try and keep that in mind. Make sure, try and keep those people in mind, and thank your bartenders because they probably save a lot of lives by being there, being available for some people. Um, there we go. So I mean, yeah, celebrate the holidays, stay safe, and keep people in mind. So, oh, I want to talk about the tablet now. I really do. I was rambling like a weirdo. So I have this tablet, Lenovo Tab M11. That's what I got, 11-inch, whatever. And I love it. I fucking love having a tablet. Just like even in general, it's sweet. It really is. I've got it set up and whatever to be a little easier to deal with. I went ahead and got a case, so that way so that way it had a wireless keyboard, and it even had a slot for a drawing pen, which is also something that I want to look into getting at some point. Which, based on what I'm seeing, or what I have been seeing, this is the Lenovo Pen Plus, seems to be what is recommended, which isn't too terribly expensive, to be perfectly honest. So I might get that. Where is the tablet? It looks like it's got a mouse right there. It's got one flat side. It looks very similar to what I already got, but what I got was a was on brand. Stylus and rechargeable. Isn't that what I got? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one I got, which is no. What I got was actually cheaper. Because the only thing I was trying to make sure was that it was compatible. Uh, nope, go away. Uh, whatever. In any case, I got a cheap one, a fairly cheap one. So, ugh, I don't like the way that looks. It was like the $12 one, maybe. Yeah, I didn't spend that much, but this tablet is pretty good. It's not really a drawing tablet, even if that ends up being my primary use. I got it because I actually got it on Caltuna's birthday. Funny enough, I got myself a tablet. Um, but I got it to have something. What the fuck? I got it to have something to learn on, and I got it for like $200 odd. I didn't want to be too cheap with it. I figured that if I really wanted to be careful, that the best thing I can do is make sure that whatever I get is going to be decent enough quality with like a name brand that won't be like something terrible. I had like 7 days. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. I think Campier. I don't know. I'll probably end up getting a proper stylus at some point. Proper drawing stylus. Oh, looks like what I got. I don't know, but yeah, it's a good solid tablet. Um, I got it for like a little over $200, I think. Ooh, and it's definitely something that I would recommend trying. I got it. I got a case for it. Nice hard case. But yeah, if you're wanting to get a tablet, it is one of the ones I would probably recommend. You might find a better one that's cheaper, but by all means, do what you can. Get something relatively cheap. Because I have seen some that are like 400 up to $1,000. I'm like, I'm not fucking paying that shit. And do I have the? Should be able to get the specs on it. That's on sale. What was it before? 180. Okay, I think that sounds about right. And the pen only came with select models, and it wasn't, and mine wasn't one of them. So, because of course, why would it be? Of course, it's my first tablet, so I might not know how to gauge it properly. I'm not trying to sell you on one of these, but you know, 1080p 11-inch display, optional tablet pen for drawing. Um, uh, oh, that's just the side views. Wow, that's interesting. Whatever. Do I have, like, tech specs? Here we go. Oh, shit. Okay. 4 gig LP DDR4. It's Android, of course. Oh, one of the cats is shitting. It smells awful. Last up to 10 hours video playback. 15-watt fast charging. 7040 milliamperes. So that's good. 8 megapixel camera. It's decent. Of course, it's USB-C 2.0, really? Yeah, it's fine. Has an audio jack and a micro SD slot. 4 speakers with Dolby Atmos. It's okay. It's probably just better just have Bluetooth earbuds or something. Lenovo Tab Pen Plus sold separately. Tab Pen. Might just get like its brand and see how that works. It probably wouldn't hurt to have 2 different pens too, because one runs out of charge. Because the one I got doesn't last very long. Oh, that's rancid. Oh. And it comes with a handful of things. The WPS Office is very reminiscent of Microsoft Office, and that's what I've been using. And I think they are compatible with. I think they are in fact compatible with some of the Microsoft Office software, but I haven't tried yet. Worst comes to worst, I have to copy and paste. So, it's one I could recommend. It's what I'm using to draw. Like I said, I've got that one program. It's something I'm hoping will work out real well on Ibis Paint. And for whatever reason, with Lenovo Tab M11, Kitra doesn't seem to want to work right. I really don't know what's up with that. So I just left that where it lies. Maybe there will be an update that's added to it, but Lenovo Tab M11 was not on like its compatibility on it. Compatible accessories. Yeah, there we go. This is probably better quality. Yeah, alright. So, oh, well, that's dumb. Thought you'd stay on the fucking thing, but whatever. Let's see what this looks like. Actually, hold on. Let me grab my tablet. It should be charged. Hot mic. This fucking stinks. Lavender will set you free. Oh. Okay. Alright. Okay. My damn headphones again. Alright, so I got my tablet. Alright, let me get this. Pop the pen out. So, yeah, the pen itself. I know the brand on the damn shit that I got. I don't think Whoops, I got a fucking Lenovo. Alright, well I got this wireless keyboard. I wish the light was a little better, but it works well enough. Really? Okay, hold on, let me go back. Get the little manual for the pen. Seriously, the user manual doesn't have a fucking brand name? Kidding. Oh, what the hell? Oops. Sorry. I got like the most generic possible fucking pen in the world. Hold on, I don't know how to do this. I just need Bluetooth, motherfucker. Alright, if I Bluetooth it, should tell me the brand. There we go. So I've got a Bluetooth keyboard. Bluetooth received. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's on. But I can Bluetooth with my phone and whatnot, so. I thought there was a Bluetooth. Maybe it's not. Is it? Is it a Bluetooth? Is this not a Bluetooth device? I thought it was. Auto power off after 5 minutes in static state. Full power can be used for up to 10 hours. Yeah, I don't know. I can't believe the user manual itself doesn't actually say what brand it is. Anyway. Then when the keyboard doesn't even have the damn brand, I'd have to look up what fucking thing I bought. But it really doesn't matter. Honey? Oh, there we go. Alright. It doesn't really matter what brand it is. I got stuff and it was cheap. So, we are pending results until we learn more. But yeah, it's a tablet I'd recommend if you haven't had a tablet. So, it might be worth it for some people. So, I don't know how many of you guys looked at, like, Metroid games. I love Metroid games. And you know, they remastered Metroid Prime for Switch. So you would think that Metroid Prime 2 Echoes and Metroid Prime 3 Corruptions would be in the wake. So I was So that's was a rumor I saw going around, and here's one of the rumors on Game Rant, and I was like, okay, what's up with that, and will we have it? Because that would be awesome. Right? Okay. So, rumor. Metroid Prime 2 Remastered could be coming to Switch. Rumors suggest Metroid Prime 2 Master, the game might be announced at the Game Awards 2024 February Nintendo Direct, but fans shouldn't get their hopes up. Regardless, fans could look forward to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, releasing next year, which I am so goddamn looking forward to. Please don't scrap it again. It got scrapped like 5 fucking times, I swear. And I'm tired of it. I really am. Fucking shit. Okay, so if the latest rumors are to be believed, the remaster of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes could be releasing for Nintendo Switch within the next 4 months. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes was originally released for the GameCube in 2004 before making its way to the Wii as part of a Metroid Prime trilogy. Metroid Prime 2 was also playable on the Wii U through Metroid Prime Trilogy, thanks to the console's eShop featuring Wii games. Rumors have persisted that Nintendo plans on bringing the Metroid Prime trilogy games to the Switch, but so far only the original has made the jump. 2002's Metroid Prime came to the Nintendo Switch in 2023 as Metroid Prime Remastered, an enhanced version of the game that featured improved graphics to take better advantage of the Switch hardware. Many have expected Metroid Prime 2 and 3 to follow suit, though it has yet to happen. Nintendo still has not made any official announcements about any plans to bring Metroid Prime 2 to the Switch, so fans should keep their expectations in check. However, leaker Samus Hunter has recently claimed that Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is likely releasing between Donkey Kong Country Returns HD and Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition in 2025. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is releasing in January, while Xenoblade Chronicles X is launching in March. This means February 2025 would be the likeliest month for a Metroid Prime 2 Switch drop, assuming the supposed leak information is accurate. Metroid Prime 2 rumored for Switch, or Samus Hunter 2. I'm looking forward to replay the entire trilogy on Switch before that. Metroid Prime 1-3 visual retrospective art book revealed. Ooh, I might want that. Woohoo! As for the potential Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Switch port will be announced, Samus Hunter suggested that the reveal could take place at the Game Awards in 2024 on December 12th. Assuming Nintendo is planning on bringing Metroid Prime 2 to Switch as has long been rumored, fans can't rule out the possibility that it will be shadow dropped. Metroid Prime Remastered was shadow dropped after all. And so, Metroid Prime Remastered was shadow dropped after all, and so the same could happen with other Metroid Prime games. Chances are good that Nintendo is going to host a Nintendo Direct in February, so if that's the case, perhaps Metroid Prime 2's Switch's port will be announced then. Then again, it's been suggested by leakers that Nintendo Direct in February will be focused more on third-party games. And if that's the case, then Metroid Prime 2 would be out of place. Alright. Time will tell if Metroid Prime 2 ever comes to Nintendo Switch, but 2025 should be a big one for the franchise fans regardless. While it's still unclear if Metroid Prime 2 is coming to the Switch next year, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is launching in 2025, bearing an unexpected release date delays, of course. Barring any unexpected release date delays, of course. Yeah, that's been a constant. Yes, just give us Metroid Prime 2, okay? It shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's great. It's fucking great, dude. It's a great game. We've been good. I swear. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. You had a fucking multiplayer thing where you could fucking fight each other and shit. That was cool as hell. So that seems to be the case. Not don't get your hopes up, but it's a maybe. We might see Metroid Prime 2 Echoes remastered. And Metroid Prime 2 Echoes is really interesting because it really doesn't shy away from the dark side of what Samus has gone through. You get to see federal Galactic Federation troops die. Um, oh, it's got a very dark and light theme going through it, and it uses those themes very well, I think. Um, the game has a lot to offer. I still haven't beaten it. So, I mean, give me a chance to beat it on, Switch. It'll be great. Fucking whatever. And shit. um, yeah, it should be fucking fantastic, man. Um, and if Metroid Prime, the first one, was remastered as well as it shouldn't take that much more to remaster this one, in theory. Like, it should be relatively simple. I mean, it's gonna take time, but they already have some of the they already have some of the work done. Like, there's a lot they don't have to worry about. So I'm just kind of surprised that they wouldn't go ahead and try and just like, hey, come on, give us something. Because let's face it, when it comes to Metroid games, we are we are no strangers to delays because we've been waiting for Metroid Prime 4 for like fucking 10 years or some shit. Because after Metroid Prime 3 Echoes, or Metroid Prime 3 Corruptions, we've been sitting here wondering, okay, getting Prime 4, and it's gone back and forth so many goddamn times. Like, ugh. I don't know, man. They're the delays are felt endless, and then Metroid Prime 4 got scrapped like 3 or 4 times. It seems like I'm just really, come on, man, just give us something. I'll take Prime remasters. It's good. It'll satiate me. Dread was fucking amazing to me. So, come on. Mm. You know how some of these games go. Some of these franchises, like, they get to a point where it's like, oh no, this will work. No, this will work. We have to scrap the whole fucking thing. I'm trying to remember if I saw any original footage of like what it was supposed to look like because I think it was still for the Wii at the time, and I'm trying to remember what it may have looked like at the time. And I don't remember if that was part of the issue or not. It may have been. Fucking, I have no clue. But I mean, that being said, one of the other issues is it's hard to find GameCube games. And if they're not gonna fucking make it to where it's easy to access for GameCube games, like they are with the N64 and stuff, you might as well set it up so that way you can get to these games in one way or another. Release these games. Like, game preservation is super important to us. If we don't help preserve these games, then we lose out on a lot of the culture we had, in my opinion. um So, like, there's so much to be desired. There really is. And I don't want anyone to have to lose out because of shit I'm dealing with. I don't think anyone should have to lose out from that. And if Metroid Prime 4 gets delayed again, that's gonna piss people off if they don't have at least Prime 2 Echoes or something. I mean, fuck, dude. Anyway. Another game we beat was Bayonetta 3. Oh my fucking god. Is that a world of... It is a roller coaster. It's an emotional roller coaster. Okay? So, between the three games, they're all different Bayonettas. Multiverse, time travel, shit. I shit you not. Like, that's what's going on. I'm not even gonna try and rationalize that, but one of the things I really like is you have Viola, who fucking rules, but she's hard to play as. And she also gets the shit beat out of her all constantly. But I really like her character. Her theme music is bad fucking ass. I do recommend the game. Like, if you're remotely a Bayonetta fan, I would recommend it. But it is going to fucking tug at your heartstrings, man. You're gonna find a lot of stuff is destructible. You're gonna see a lot of Bayonetta and a lot of twists and turns. You got your outfits where you can change your outfits and whatever. You have tons of different weapons. In this one, halos are scarce, which is very interesting. So with halos being scarce, whenever you find them, you try to get them. You have a whole bunch of like these little challenges, like trying to find a cat with a gem, a crow with a gem, and a frog with a gem. You're trying to find these in each level, and it helps you get various things and whatnot. You can buy your outfits or whatever with the regular stuff, but what you're getting are these, what is the main currency? Comes off right next to that. I'm trying to remember what the currency was. Special weapons insane intensive. If you anything that you liked about the Bayonetta series, it does come back to. So like everything that you've seen in the previous games, you'll see something about it in this one. Currencies. Seeds are the primary currency in Bayonetta 3. Halos, orbs, and seeds. You also have this interesting level up system. So, like, you actually have, like, blood orbs. Kinda. Oh my god, Wikia sucks now. So yeah, you get blood orbs, basically. You collect these, you can collect hearts and pearls, and upgrade all your shit. Did Bayonetta so well? And Bayonetta 3 is the second best-selling Nintendo Switch title in October 2022. That's impressive. You do find out that Rodon, there's only one Rodon. So that's cool. And not to mention, there's so much goddamn lore in the game. You could go back and just read tons and tons of stuff. And will we get a Bayonetta 4? It's already been confirmed, and with Nintendo seemingly working on a Nintendo Switch successor, it seems like something can probably expect we can probably expect on the console. And I think they're talking about the Switch 2, which if they make the Switch 2, it better be fucking backwards compatible, and you better be able to have everything you can on the regular Switch, because if you make it to where you can't get some of that stuff, people need to be pissed off. There is no reason not to fucking have it. The Switch 2 should just be what the Switch should have been initially, before they knew what it could do. That's what it needs to be, because otherwise everyone's gonna get pissed off. So yeah, fuck that. But man, it was a good game. Um, it switches you between different modes. You get to play as Jean through like these special arcade levels, and she has a point, and some of it's a little predictable, but some of it you're like, what the fuck? And the way it wraps around, aside from like seeing certain things ahead of time, I couldn't really keep up with it. We're actually playing through Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, and the Lost Demon right now, so that's becoming interesting. I'm hoping you're meant to play this before you play the third to explain a bunch of shit. So now I'm going back and playing through it. My partner's already gone through it, but it's really interesting. And if you want something really well story driven and you want to see like different forms of what Bayonetta could be or that we could have played through, play Bayonetta 3. You will I don't want to say you won't be disappointed. I want to say like you will be impressed at the very least, but it's probably going to be really sad. Oh, excuse me. So just keep that in mind, okay? All right. All right. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but that's what I thought. Um, there's a Courage the Cowardly Dog game being made. Now, this was 10 months ago. I think the demo's out. But we didn't know about this until like a couple months ago. Or weeks. But, yeah, let me do that. There, that's a little bit. What's with the aspect ratio? Oh, it's super fuzzy. So it recreates they've recreated the house pretty well. So I've seen a little bit on this. Oh, I've seen a little bit on this, and I don't know everything about it. But the fuck? But my wife and I are really interested in this. I don't know if you guys seen much on this, but it looks like they did things almost exactly what they needed. Oh, it stopped. So I've been So I thought it would have been interesting just to see like how this game worked or how this world would work. Make everything super interactable. You can hide. Everything's dark. Oh, hi. There's Doc Gerbil. You get to see all these old characters again. Oh. Oh man, Courage looks really good too. I like how they actually made the world like with the art style. They didn't like keep everything like straight. They made it as close to like how it was drawn. Because if you've seen any adaptations of like other various properties, like they don't keep some of that. Is that the fuse again? Ooh! Holy shit. Okay. Well, that's happening. Oh, he broke it. Oh, and they got all the music too. Cheapest viewers on streamboo.com. You can go fuck yourself with that. We're not doing that. Yep. And then. Oh, God, the shadow works so well. Then he walks off. Still trying to find him. Okay. I'd love to play this. We got stains and shit every. Oh, still smell the dookie. How to get rid of everyone. I recommend catching a flight to Hawaii. It's splendid this time of year. Oh, I didn't realize they made them really fuzzy. I don't think they really have to make them fuzzy though. Oh, okay, now you're in Courage, that cowardly dog. That's awesome. Is this like the whole title sequence? Yes, okay. That's the whole title sequence. All right. That was really good. That looks really good. I want to see a lot more with it. Um, is there a yeah, let me see if I can find out more about it. All right. Courage. Cowardly dog. Video game. Itch.io. Oh, can we go ahead and play it? Oh, this isn't the same. That's not what I'm looking for. A dog survival horror game. Said, sure, I would have loved this as a kid. Not sure about the art direction though. Some scares and courage actually feature 3D models as opposed to normally 2D art of the show. I preferred like cell shading, still in the 3D. Some scares being realistic 3D mixed in. That was good. I wanted to like read up on it. Like, where would you find it if you were looking for it? Game Trailer 3? Don't really give a fucking shit about your ads, motherfucker. Motherfucker. Kato. Horror games. Yeah, just looking at it a little bit more. Landscape in the middle of nowhere. Oh, but they have a power lines right there. As it has to get power somehow, so they're trying to make sure there's something legitimate. Oop, shit, sorry. I wonder if you play through some of the play or even trigger some of the scenarios from the show. Because if they did this well enough, they may have even made their own some of their own characters to add into the show that maybe you wouldn't have even known weren't actually there. Wow, look how far you can see too. Got that ray tracing of the light. Oh, it's the moles. I wonder how many of those animations they did. Whoa, alright, is that in control or is that... Oh, it's right, the weremole. And now they've all been bitten. I wonder how this... Uh, Jesus Christ. I'm not trying to monetize, whatever. I don't know. Well, I'm not monetized, so I don't have to care. Might get copyright, though. I don't know, but this is really cool. Um, I hope that... Is this going to see the light of day? This was in May. Potential encourage cowardly game AAA title. I mean, it looks really good. Oh, hello. I think we know what this is. Yeah, the puddle. The Banshee? Yep, and that's it for that one. I'm just wondering if, like, where would you get it? It just needs a pet courage feature. Yes, I agree. But I want to see where can you go to get it if you were going to get it. Nope, that's fish. I thought it said it had a demo, but how long it in? Yeah, okay. Feels like Luigi's Mansion on steroids. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do because like I I wish I could find it, but whatever. Anyway, it is highly anticipated, at least by my wife and I, Whiffbend, and we're really hoping that we actually get to see it and play it one day. I'm assuming it won't come out for console. I'm assuming it'll have to be on PC, on like Steam or some shit. So, what have you. Um, if anyone knows anything about that, please let's throw something down. All right. So my husband and I have been playing Magic the Gathering. Which has been loads of fun. Um, so I've had these decks for a while, and I hadn't played any of them, so none of them were like pre-shuffled or anything. Uh, oops. And so I'm learning all these decks, and she fell in love with the one deck I gave her. And I just told her, you can modify decks that you're not like set to like something specific. Um, excuse me, but like it's really all up to you how you want to play. The deck she has is, I think, the Vraska deck from Jace versus Vraska, and she really likes it. It's like a life and death kind of thing. Uh, forest and swamp, and it's pretty neat. It's really cool. She's getting really used to how like the deck works and everything. And the very first game, I made sure that she won, so not only could she not feel bad of like losing, because some people when they try and teach you a game, they will just obliterate you, which is just completely unnecessary. You don't need to obliterate the person you're teaching. Don't do that. Okay? You don't need to do that. It's kind of a dick move. So, like, keep that in mind. Don't be a dick. Uh, when you do things like teach someone to play, make sure that they play that game long enough to actually understand what's going on. If they don't understand what's going on, what are you even doing? What are you even doing? Uh, cause come on, it gets a little fucked up when someone's trying to teach you something and you don't know what's going on, and then not only do you know what's going on, they just keep going and they just keep playing, so that way they have an excuse to play. It's like, just chill, dude. Just chill. Just chill. Just chill. So I definitely recommend, if you can. Not saying you have to, but if you ever teach someone, be patient. Let them win. Not for the sake of like having the win, but for the sake of like getting them excited. I don't think there's any problem with that. You can let them learn the mechanics of the game and stuff like that. Prolong the game, especially your first handful of games. Keep prolonging them. I don't remember half the shit, so I have to sit there and get on my phone and go, the fuck does this mean? What the fuck does this do? Because I'm not sure how it rules. But Magic is really interesting. I've been going through a bunch of different decks, whatever decks I got. So, like, I always remember what decks I have. The first decks I had a solid forest and a solid mountain deck. It was elves versus goblins. And I loved those decks because they were super simple and easy to understand. Um, and I really liked the way they worked because goblins, you have to throw them out fast and try and take over the battlefield. And with the elves, you used your cunning to place your guys so that way you could keep your field defended. And like it was a lot of fun. But she's really enjoying. I thought it might be a little complicated to have a two-color deck, but it's not as complicated as I thought it would be. So I'm really happy about that. Um, I'm hoping that it keeps going because I'm having fun. I'm glad I get to use those cards. I wish I had. I wish I could have had my brother's cards. We've gotten cards. I kind of want to get some more. I might try getting like booster packs, but one of the things that I wanted to get some more decks, but the only decks that they have are all commander decks, and I'm not familiar with the commander format. Not really. I really like the standard format, especially for learning. Um, so I think they just still sell standard decks, so it just kind of bothers me. Like standard Mon Pioneer, because number of players 2, deck size 60 plus, about 20 minutes a game, give or take. Different ways to play: tabletop, game arena, spell table. Interesting. Um, yeah, all these are still commander decks though, aren't they? Ooh, Duskmourn, House of Horror, Modern Horizons. Hmm. Card database. Jesus Christ, that must be massive. I do remember being taught the game when I was younger, and I had a lot of fun. So it's almost nostalgic for me, even though I didn't grow up with it, but I played a little bit when I was younger. It sucked because I got out of it because someone stole some of the cards and put them in someone else's deck. They didn't have all of them, and I didn't get all of them back either. So that really pissed me off. But I got over it. Shit happens. Young kids do dumb things. But did you products? Learn key glossary. That's probably what I need to be going into a lot. Because there's a lot of this that I just don't quite understand. And then I'm like, oh wait, does this take place before or after? Oh yeah, I might just have to go through this over and over again. Oh wait, does the app have the app might actually the Magic the Gathering app might have it. Like something that explains it really well. So I might consider that. There we go. There we go. I'm forgetting about this because I just did this off a whim. I normally don't do this. All right. We were talking a little bit earlier about it during the Game Awards how Metroid Prime 2 might have had a chance of being talked about, right? Well, there you go. What happened at the Game Awards? I didn't see it. Um, so I was trying to kind of like just run through and pick apart like what was going on, and like oh god, you see a lot of stuff. They just have it separated at main show and opening act. I don't really give a fuck. I don't
Use Old
think.
Spice Total Body Deodorant.
Oh god damn it, you piece of shit! I'll fucking kick you in the nuts. All right. So it looks like they're just doing a whole bunch of various ads. I don't really give a shit. So like, luckily they said winners timestamps. 2 fighting game VR. Blah, blah, blah. And then I found another one that said, here's the trailer list: Ninja Gaiden, One Move Away, Slay the Spire, Tales of the Shire, Final Fantasy VII PC announcement. So, esports games for impact, innovation, and accessibility. Well, right here.
Here are the nominees for most anticipated game: Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds. And this year,
It should be
the Game
4.
Award goes to Grand Theft Auto 6.
Bullshit, oh, the amount of fucking data that's supposed to take up.
Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party
Don't
Jamboree,
really care about that.
and Warhammer 40 nominees for Best Community Support: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14.
Alright. So, like,
Hell-
here we go, role playing games.
Here are the nominees for Best RPG: Dragon's Dogma 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and
'Cause I'm
Metaphor ReFantazio.
don't know
And the Game Award
what
goes
all
to
they have
Metaphor
expectations for.
ReFantazio. Congratulations, Ishida Shokuma. Here
So apparently some weird shit happened. Like, I guess people had issues with like some of the choices, which I guess you're gonna have that every year. But like, there's the timestamps. You are a legend, thank you. Okay. So this is all the trailers. So One Move Away, Slay the Spirit 2, Dave the Diver in the Jungle, Thick as Thieves, Shadow Labyrinth, Pac-Man, Steel Paws, Tales of the Shire, Stellcraft Operations, Midnight Murder Club, Kiora, Rematch, Celesta 2, Witcher 4, Elden Ring, Night Train, Final Fantasy VII PC announcement, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Catley. We'll find out if there's also Metroid Prime 4, or Metroid Prime 2, Path of the Exile, Path of Exile, Untitled Project from Game Design, Shadow of the Colossus, and Last Guardian, Ico. That's right, they were coming out with something. That's something that's, I think, highly anticipated. Outer Worlds 2, Split Fiction, Fragpunk, Killer Floor 3, Steel Hunters, Black Frost, The Long Dark 2, Borderlands 4. My wife and I are going to be excited about that. Tekken 8, don't really care. Splitgate 2, Dragon Age, Mecha Break, Star Wars Outlaws, Fortnite OG, Virtua Fighter, Project Century, Turok Origins, interesting. Helldivers 2 update, Warframe 1999, Palworld, Faybreak, Withering Waves PS5. Put the music back on. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, the first Berserker Kozen, a Dungeon End Fighter, Arad, Dying Like the Beast, Hunt, Showdown Event, Post Malone's Murder Circus. What the fuck? Why? Fortnite, Ballistic Early Access announcement. Don't care. Squid Game Unleashed. Stage Fright, Game of Thrones, King's Sword, Monster Hunter Now, Season 4 announcement, Double Dragon Revive. That might be interesting. Soul Leveling Arise, Screamer, Last of Us Part 2 remastered PC announcement, Den of Wolves, Zenless Zone, Zero Astro Reveal, Honkai Star Rail, Amorph, Amphorius, the Eternal Land Reveal. There we go. Fortnite Odyssey, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Mafia, The Old Country, Infinity Nikki Dispatch Okami sequel. That one I'm interested in. Crimson Desert, Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet. So that's all the trailers, okay. And what was Game of the Year?
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad.
Oh my god, I don't give a shit. Things some bold assertions on the amount of shit to give. Oh. Okay. So I guess Game of the Year. Well, he's fucking happy as shit, isn't he? Metaphor. Wow. Okay. I don't know. I'm hoping this isn't too loud that will trigger anything. So, okay, so just everything's getting its own little Elden Ring. Okay, so it looks like they're doing, like, scores. A score medley. I guess? I don't know. Balatro? Is that an in-game thing, or...? Yeah, it looks like they're doing a medley. That's just hearts. Okay, good. Oh wow, almost clear. I need to get that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looks fucking great. There's only the 10th anniversary of the Game Awards? Really? I could have sworn that they've been doing it since, like, 2006? I guess not, huh? Alright, come and give it to me. What's your deal? Guess we're gonna find out. I'm gonna find out for the first time. Everyone else might know long ahead of time. Yes?
Astrobolt.
Game of the year is... Astrobolt? Astrobolt? The bot? I don't know anything about it. It's the first time I'm hearing about the game. I really don't know. I don't know. Look, I killed it as usual. Let's fucking look it up, man. Astrobot. So Astrobot. Things to know. Price of Astrobot about $60. All right. Platform game developed by Team SOB, a PS5 to coincide with PS5's 30th anniversary. Astro's Playroom. Following Astro's Playroom in 2020. Okay. 3D platformer where where the player controls the title character, a small robot named Astrobot. The use of DualSense controller. Fuck it, let's look at some fucking video of it, man. Because I had no idea about it. Alright. This was 3 months ago? And it already became Game of the Year? Wow. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. Oh, so it's super cute. This seems like the Mario equivalent. Oh, wow. I guess that's interesting. I'm not sure it's a game for me, but I mean, I can definitely see the appeal. It's very Mario-esque to me. But it's probably more versatile with them able to just put everything as robots, though. Arguably. This is a PS5. So it's also super meta. Fair enough. And they can use any of the IPs as IP jokes. Alright, I mean, that's probably what a lot of the appeal is. I guess I can get it. I mean, I don't really care that much, but okay. So, narrative, player's voice, audio design. I don't really care about a lot of this. I think I saw all the ones I care about, so. I don't care. I've never watched the Game Awards. I don't think I've ever cared about it. So, I don't know. It is what it is, I suppose. Now, I don't keep up with much, but apparently this is relatively recent. Put that back. Ooh, excuse me. My apologies. But, did you know that there was a, did you know there was a Nintendo Music app? I didn't fucking know. So I got curious and downloaded it after I started seeing ads, and apparently it's super recent. This is exclusive app for Nintendo Switch Online members. Which, okay, cool. I guess it's nice to get my money's worth, I guess. So Nintendo Music. Now I don't know what it is with it. I don't need to watch the trailer. I just want to look at see what's there. Oh, let's just talk about the membership. How about this? I'm signed in. Can I? Am I not allowed to look at fucking shit on here? You'd think I'd be able to just look at it. Customize the way you listen. Yeah, I get that. But do you not just have a listing of like all the games that you have it for? You got Star Fox 64, Breath of the Wild, Yoshi's Island. I think I've listened to almost all the music, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, I haven't listened to the Pokemon music. But my point is, like, they don't have much on there. It's like the early emulators on the Switch online stuff. There's just not much to it. So I do have the app and I've used it before. It doesn't because I have the membership, there's no ads, so that's nice. But you can do a search; it just brings up basically all the games that are there. Oh, they added Super Mario Bros. Wonder, or was that already there? I don't remember. Anyway, they just don't seem to have that much right now, and that's concerning. Like you're probably gonna see everything they have on here. Uh, like Mario Bros, Metroid, both NES and Famicom, Kirby's Dream Land, Dr. Mario, Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario 64, Wave Race 64, Star Fox 64, F-Zero X, and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I think they added 2 of those. Oh, they added Mario 64. That's new. Fire Emblem, Metroid, GameCube version. Um, they have Brain Age, Nintendogs, and Tamagotchi Collection. The Wii channels, the Wii Sports, which people loved those. So you can download also. You can download these songs. Super Mario Galaxy, Skyward Sword, Mario Kart 8, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for the Wii U, Breath of the Wild for Switch, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Splatoon 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Kirby Star Allies, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Skyward Sword HD, Splatoon 3, uh, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Pikmin 4, and Metroid Prime Remastered. Now, I'll grant that those are some good music. Those are some good scores, but there's not much here. And I don't know why they didn't fucking load this down. They really could have. But that's the same issue that we have with the emulators. Like, you could load those down. Why don't you? Like, why does it take so long to throw it in? And should be even simpler. Um, so I'm just at a loss trying to understand what the deal is. Oh, excuse me. 3.2, 1 million. While I do love music from Nintendo games, the app is pretty weak. The library is small, and they're only adding one album a week. What's worse is that the app is missing basic features of other music apps, like connecting to other devices, and it crashes a lot. I haven't had any crashing problems. I had it for an hour and a half this morning, and it crashed 4 times. All these problems are fixable. I hope that it's a good app someday, but it's pretty bad today. The app is mostly functional, but it lacks Android Auto component, making it extreme. Oh, huh. I've only learned about Android Auto recently with the new car. I wish the app had this app a few years ago when I was in high school. Yeah. It's just the people seem to be saying about the same thing. Is that in its current state? I didn't realize they're doing one one album a week. Device crashes a lot. The library is small and they're only adding one album a week. Yeah, they need to increase that. Like, they should have front loaded it with like a bunch of shit. That's what they should have done. If you front load it with plenty of stuff initially, you're not going to leave anyone wanting that much more because this only launched December 10th. I mean, shit, dude. Is that what it fucking updated on December 10th? About this app, when did it release? Released on October 7th. Okay. So released on October 7th. That's kind of telling, right? They released on October 7th. They've had one album a week, so they started out with like what? 10 albums? Maybe at this point. So that is a little disappointing. Like why wouldn't you front load it with like 50 albums? before you release it. Like, at least with games, you know that most of those games are going to last a while. So I could argue with the games it's fine, but it seems like you're only doing one a week for each, regardless of the overall elements or whatever. Because, I mean, they tend to be like whatever it happens to be at whatever time, but it's kind of weird, man. It really is. And I don't know what's going on. I don't get me wrong. I like the app, but you gotta fix these things. Like, this is something that I would have wanted years ago, but I mean, really think about it. Since some nice features expansion option, but it only applies to some songs. Like, the issue is it just needs more. The app isn't good at all. It's very buggy and lacking. That's another issue. Is it's buggy. Now it seems to be a lot better right now since whatever the last update was, but come on, it should be a lot more. Some notable soundtracks to add are Earthbound, Super Mario World, Kirby's Dream Land 3. They're right now. It feels like there's a lot of missed opportunity. That's fucking insane. How are you missing this opportunity? There's so much more you could be doing right now to give us for just music, right? Like, look at the way this picture looks. It looks like, oh yeah, look at that. We got so much. No. You just have a full page. That's it. 2 full pages. Ugh. Pardon my frustration, but I think I'm due a little frustration with something that they could have set up. I mean, you could download the NES, SNES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, N64, and Genesis, all those libraries, onto the Switch and use almost no data if you really wanted to. Now, I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure. But if you were to condense all of those together, I'm not even sure you'd have even close to a terabyte of information. You might have like 40 gigs at the very most, and that's like stretching it. Because these games were incredibly small, especially on the NES and SNES side. And then they get a little bigger, but I mean, you have so much possibilities, and you could just front load it with everything people could possibly want that you can legally put up. It wouldn't be an issue. Like, seriously, there's missed opportunities, man. It really is missed opportunities. And these are repeating. This just repeats 3 times. Why'd you set these up 3 times in a row? Because you don't have anything else. That's what the answer is. So, yeah, it's a little disappointing. You have the ability to have these things taken care of, and you're not. But hey, I'm not going to complain too much because we have it. And if I had only discovered this a year from now, 52 other albums would be on there. 52 more albums would already have been on there by the time I found out about it. If I had found out about it a year from now. So to think about that, it's a whole different area. Now, I'm all for, like, hey, bring something in on a weekly basis, but I think that works in particular on shows and movies. Not so much with something like a music library or a game library. I think it's distinctly different. Because you could play them for an extended period of time without touching others, whereas a show or a movie, you watch at a given time. You can binge watch something, or you could get steady viewership by bringing an episode out per week. And then they keep coming back over and over again. This is how people get high ratings. Whereas binge watching kind of gives you a little bit of ambiguity in that regard. So yeah, like, mm, I'd like to see more, like, positive affirmation about that, because this Nintendo Music, you could put out a couple more at one time. Just go ahead and do it, please. It will save you in the long run, I assure you. Oh man. Anyway, it's Christmas. It's about to be Christmas. I won't be streaming until the 30th, and then I'm gonna stream on the 2nd. The 30th, I'm gonna do an analytics review, and then whatever happens afterwards. And on the 2nd, I'm considering doing an all-day stream. Or maybe it should be on Monday. Well, I'll have to play it by ear. I'll have to play it by ear. So, Merry fucking Christmas, guys. I have a lot of fun on this. It's relaxing. Now, I'm just not very good at talking. If I was better at talking, I'd probably be actually entertaining or charming. It's just I do better with someone else with a dialogue to play with. I'm trying to air my thoughts, but I just don't have too many thoughts. But I will say, at least tonight, I've had more than I've had to say in a long period of time. And I'm hoping that as I learn to do this, that I'll be able to say more. Because these things are things that interest me. And I want to act like they actually do. So, these things that are meaningful to me, I want to treat like are actually meaningful. I don't want it to, like, fall by the wayside or anything like that. You know, if that makes sense. I don't know what all you guys celebrate as far as Christmas, Hanukkah, and all that, but I hope whatever your holidays are, that you enjoy them. If you're with family or you're away from bad family, I hope that it turns out well. I hope that you get your peace. I hope everything turns out well. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be able to do what I can, and I'll keep my own survival. I just don't know what all I want for myself, but it's a road, man. It really is. Uh, things aren't always gonna be simple, but let's just chill the fuck out. Come on, dudes. Christmas. It's fucking Christmas. Tomorrow, it's gonna be Christmas Eve. We're gonna fucking get up, get some shit done. Some people are gonna have their little party and whatever. I'm gonna go home that night and enjoy some openings of maybe everyone gets to open one gift in your house. I don't know how it is. Some of you might have to do Christmas tonight or tomorrow night, you know, on a different day, or you have to use the alternative Christmas, whatever have you. I got my wife presents, she got me presents. You know, we have each other. That's saying a lot, at least in my regard. It feels good this year. It feels really good this year. It feels better than it has, and I'm really excited about the future. Um, I'm hoping that I'll be able to make new content. I know I'm setting up to create VODs. Oh, fuck. I got vertigo. Oh, I felt that. I felt. Oh, that. Okay. Anyway. Um. But yeah, it's Christmas. I don't want. I hope everyone's having a good time. Hope whatever happens, you have the best. I hope it's good. I hope no bullshit fucking happens. Because let's face it, the fucking holidays are always rife with goddamn bullshit. We get tired of that. So. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure no one screws with you. Have fun. Live your best life. I think I'm going to end it here. I don't have much else to say. I think this is a good spot. 4 hours in. The only thing I'd be doing is just playing Minecraft at this point, so. So, yeah. I'll work on these next chunks. So, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, follow, all that jazz if you want to be my buddy. I said I'll be streaming again here, not before too long. I'll be streaming on the 30th. And I should be streaming on the 2nd. And I'm considering making a stream that's going to be all day. I gotta work on the 27th, 28th, and 29th. I'll be off for another 4 days. So please, enjoy yourselves. Take care of yourselves, your families, all the people you care about, especially your pets. Pets are important. I'm gonna get off. I'm all rambly, but I think I'm a little all rambled out. I talked about a bunch of bullshit. You guys, someone's listened to me yap my mouth for fucking 4 hours, so it's whatever. This bot will eventually be up on YouTube's. And hopefully I'll start making actual videos that I can be proud of. Instead of just streams that I'm interested in. Oh, but that's going to take a lot of time. But I should be getting more time soon. Maybe I'll even be able to edit at work at some point. That'd be fucking great. If I could at least do some editing. Oh, if I could edit at least the VODs instead of doing it at home. That'd be great, but I can't get desktop editor on there for some reason. I'd be able to do it on my phone. But every time I do it, it takes me to the fucking YouTube editor app. Pisses me off. I want the desktop version so I could go in and edit specifically like the timeline and stuff and trim. Anyway. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe. And always remember, you have potential. Good night.